Welcome to the Johnny and Omi
Show.
show. So today we're going to talk about random stuff, and we're just gonna, talk. So
Yeah.
this guy's good
So
at talking. He talked to me literally the whole way back from McDonald's. Like I told him to show up at McDonald's, and from the moment I see him, he's just talking, talking, talking. I don't get to say anything,
no.
so he can just talk the whole
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, that is what I do usually. Anyway, so this week uh, heard I heard about Elon Musk and the way he had released the Cybertruck recently, and then when the mirror got the window got smashed, and he was like, this is not supposed to happen, but he took it so coolly. You know, that was fun. So it's like after that happened, then his mom is like, she she's like on Twitter, she's like, oh, my son knows how to fix cars. When he was 23, he used to do that, and she put a picture of that. That's like so nice. The mom still loves her kid so much. Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear about
Hmm.
what you've been doing at your job. What makes you kind of excited about like, cloud technology? What about
Oh,
cloud
oh, yeah.
technology specifically do you find to be exciting or interesting?
The best thing about like working with cloud technology, it's like you don't require any kind of infrastructure on your hardware side. So all all that you're paying for is what you're running your applications and whatever your delivery, like whatever you are supposed to, whatever you run, basically. That's it. So your costs are low that way, and you have all this like multiple services that you can use for your own good. Like for your own application, you can have like code pipeline, code commit. You have, instead of code commit, you could just use like GitHub. Like, there are like third party applications that you could completely replace by having these amazing cloud services. So you can have your entire application inside, isolated in uh one one I don't know, AWS cloud or Azure cloud or GCP. They all have everything. So that's amazing. It's like it offers you isolation of your application, security, and your, it's cheap also on cost wise. So anyone, like, if let's say you have a company that you're going to start, and you don't have the money to have like spend on servers and have like hard disk drives and stuff, and so you can just have one shitty laptop that is like maybe 5, 10, 15 years old ThinkPad that can just basically do web development, just that. uh, all you need is a basic text editor and the cloud technologies. That's it. So you could build an entire company out of that shitty laptop, and you'd be good to go. So that's what's amazing about cloud technology, I think,
Okay.
at this time.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Talk about your work. What is it about?
Yeah, so I've been using kind of like the framework that I learned over this whole year, kind of over the summer, and was building. Initially, I thought for my last job they wanted a mobile app, but then they switched to like a web app. So I spent like the first probably 4 months or so just learning Ionic framework mostly. And at the time, it seemed like a waste because I wasn't able to ever actually release the app for my company. But after all, it seems like it's not so much of a waste because I've been using it for my current job, like redeveloping the app that they wrote in this framework that gives you much nicer UI components. And I think that they already appreciate kind of the progress and improvement of the app so far. So, yeah, I really like UI, like user interfaces, and I
Mm.
like beautiful looking things. So, yeah, I also like mobile apps. So, I think it's a good chance to kind of blend my interests and yeah,
Do some.
also kind of working on my own project on the side a little bit during the lunch break, just kind of putting in some features into like another mobile app that I'm making. So that's also been pretty interesting. But I hope to next year I can start working on some video games because I think that's like the most fun thing that you can do with computers. So
I think making video games won't be fun. Playing it would be fun. It's like the saying is, if you're making a company and you want it to succeed, then you need to be suffering. So your customers are enjoying. That's when your company will be successful. If you're enjoying, then probably your customer is not. And so, that's not that great.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
So I tried making Android apps before. It was kind of fun. But then recently I'm just working on web development at my company, and it's kind of fun. I like it. um, More so, I was just thinking, like, whatever you learn, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be something so different that it's not even related to computer technology, and it could be still relevant in future. Like, recently AWS launched Deep Composer, and it's just like a MIDI keyboard that works with your SageMaker machine learning, and it's able to, when you play any small melody, and this machine learning engine in 1 second will run multiple tests and will make a compute, like, one model, and this model will be able to play a complete music with all the instruments. And yeah, so that's crazy awesome. It's like you're replacing all the musicians. If this thing works very well, then you can basically sit in a here itself, and you can just be like playing something. In the video they were playing Ode to Joy, but you could just play something small tiny minute, and you would have like an entire music, and which you could publish and make money out of it. They even suggest that you can try that, and you can upload that music what they created for you with everything. It's like a complete orchestra they create for you with just the keyboard, few strokes that you cannot even play keyboard, like just something.
Yeah.
So it's like, you remember Ross playing piano in Friends? And I used to just do the recordings and some crap. He would be a better musician with this technology if it was there then. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
So cloud technology is amazing that way.
Yeah.
So now we are getting more into SageMaker at my company, and that's like AWS SageMaker is for machine learning and stuff. So I'm thinking like maybe we can utilize that to, I don't know, make something better. Have like a, I was thinking of like, I have this Google Home and Alexa devices at home, and I'm thinking like, what if when I come in the door, like as soon as I'm inside the house, it's like a virtual dog, and it'll be like buck 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 or something that dog does. Now dogs don't have that much of things that they do. It's like they'll woof at you, so they'll do that, and then they'll make licking sounds and eating sounds and all that things. And then it could be more like a like a note taking dog. So it's like, okay, hey puck, what is that? I don't know, what do you name a dog? Tiger? Hey tiger. Oh, I don't know, anything. Hey brownie, just make a recording, take notes from me. And that guy would do that, like that echo device would do that and take notes, and once it's done, it's like, oh, poof poof, you're done. So it would be like so good and so fun. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking recently.
Okay. So where do you see kind of technology kind of morphing into in the future? Like what kind of new, I guess, like maybe frameworks or applications do you see technology taking in the future?
I think as time will pass, right now even in cloud services we have multiple services that you need to integrate together. In future it will be more like you build something small, and it'll be able to make the entire thing from something very very small. It'll have like a template. We have that already. Like you can have a template which basically makes a website in like 10 minutes or something. WordPress website you could just deploy in seconds or minutes. You have like ready-made templates, and in future it'll be more simpler, and they will utilize all this machine learning algorithms for when you make clicks and you select what you want, it'll automatically identify what you're looking for and what kind of clients you're looking for. And instead of having all these heat maps and all these other services, you could basically have a proper website developed for you as per your requirements, based on multiple people's selections over the years. Something usable in a matter of 10 minutes or 1 hour or something. Because when I was back home and we had like web developers, and we made this website in 2 months. It was like an e-commerce website, and I think it took quite a while to do that. But I think in future, as machine learning progresses and it gets simpler to make shops online, like e-commerce websites. It'll become much more simpler and cheaper, and as time passes it'll become more worth it. So anyone can just start a business sitting at home. So let's say you have this Tabasco on your desk, and there's this water bottle, and it's like there's half water in that, so you could just sell it. What if you could just do that? You could just place all your items on this particular website in a matter of 2 hours. Maybe you just take a picture, put it there, and you could sell this online on this shop, and you can just take it down the same day or so, and it wouldn't charge you that much because you're using cloud technologies and you're not having any infrastructure yourself. So yeah, it's amazing what we are capable to do right now. Yeah.
Cool.
The problem would be marketing though. How would you market your website? How will people know about it? That would be the problem. Making a website is the simpler part. Getting the word out is the something. We'll make a podcast for that thing. Yeah. So what else? Recently I was just debating with my friends, like, the old fight between Mac, Windows, and Linux operating systems. And so I have this developer at work who prefers to use Windows all the time for everything, because even if he has a choice to have like a MacBook Pro or something for his for conferences and stuff, he won't choose that. He prefers Windows. And another developer who exclusively chooses Ubuntu. And I love Mac OS, but at home I have like a split between Linux and Windows, because Mac is expensive and it's not worth it for the hardware, but for companies it's fine, like they are paying for it.
Yeah.
So I'd say that, like, with Windows you have applications, but it's not very developer friendly. It's like more like a cupboard, with drawers and stuff. So it's like so boring, and it's like for work maybe. For Linux it's very comfortable for developers, but then it lacks applications that you require, which were built more for Mac and Windows users because they were willing to pay.
Yeah.
As for Mac, you have the best of both worlds, but it's expensive. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely my target machine of next year, is getting a MacBook for the first
Even
time.
I think I'll just get a Mac Mini and have like my own stuff, because it works out much cheaper that way. And older Macs allow you to change the hardware. The newer ones you cannot do much. You can just change the RAM. So yeah, I'd get an older model that can do that. Or MacBook Pro from 2015 or 2013, they were able to change your hard drives and stuff. And they are cheaper now. So I think maybe I'll get that later. So
Okay.
what else? I don't know.
Yeah, let's shift from kind of the work stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear what's popping off in the personal life of Omi
Personal life is like
Arjani lately.
crap. Yeah, it's nothing much. Like recently I came across like a Reddit thread, like TIFU, it's like so it's kind of like people fuck up. Today I fucked up. That's what TIFU is. So it's like these people, they do things and it has these consequences, and they are like sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's sad, and sometimes it's just too vulgar. So when I see funny ones, I'm very happy and like, yeah. But the other ones can just be kept aside. But this thread is like so amazing. And so whenever you're bored, just go there, reddit/r/TIFU, and you can find something, and you can just read like something short and stuff, and you'll be happy. Like your mood is there. So yeah, like it's so amazing. And recently I even found like on YouTube there's like I used to listen to music, and some music are good,
You
some
used
music,
to listen to music?
yeah. Means I do still, but I got bored, so I started like looking for some better music, pop kind of thing. So I found like if I search nightcore and any music with that, the nightcore version is always better, and it's more upbeat. So even if you're like very very sad, your mood gets very much better. Especially if you're working on something that is very rudimentary, like a very monotonous, like same stuff all the time. So it works out very well. Your brain doesn't need to think, and it's having fun, and you're doing it, and yeah, life is awesome. But if you code with that, the code won't be very good, because you're enjoying too much. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I think
that's what's happening, I think. What else? Oh, that's it, I think. I don't think. Recently Halo released on Steam, like, but they have like this package. I think Master Chief package, and this package is like for 4,000 yen, I think. And in this package they have Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and Halo Reach, which is recently launched. Halo Reach is 1,500 by itself, and the other versions are, you can pay for them, but you cannot play them right now. It's not launched officially. So kind of pointless paying it right now, you know. So I think I'll wait for the Christmas sale maybe and get that. In my Christmas holidays, that's my plan. Like play piano, play Halo, and just study stuff for AWS so I can get some certifications. Yeah, that's the plan. Let's see.
Okay.
What about you? What you'll do? You're going to Chicago, I think.
Yeah, so flying out on the 23rd to Detroit, and then I think we'll be promptly probably leaving for Chicago. So probably arrive like, um, yeah, the day before Christmas Eve, then maybe spend a few days in Chicago, spend Christmas in Chicago, and then, yeah, I'm not really sure what I'll do for the rest of the break after that, but I'll definitely have more space.
Oh.
We're sitting in my very cramped room here, so it'll be nice to be able to spread out a little more and sit down on like a couch and have my own room. And then I probably will honestly spend a lot of time just like developing my mobile apps in my room.
I think that's a nice idea.
My computer is like nicer than probably than this one for development at home, so I'll have a chance to kind of spread out and work on the app. And
I think when you
have my
go
own
back,
room.
maybe you can get a computer from there because in Japan, I think it's more expensive. Like because I checked the prices of many computers and laptops, it's cheaper there comparatively. So I think we could get that.
Yeah, that would be good.
So thinking something I forgot. We just pause because I'm out of thoughts now. Hold on. So, what kind of podcast do you listen on a regular basis?
So I listened to a few. One of the ones I like the most is called Super Skull. It's a comic book podcast. So actually, right before I moved to Japan, I visited a comic book shop in Detroit area called Vault of Midnight. It's a very popular shop in Ann Arbor, and they opened up a shop in Detroit and Grand Rapids. And since comic books are popular in Japan, and I wanted to like see if they had any kind of like manga style comics, I went there to visit, and I picked up a copy of a comic book called Blue Exorcist, which is a really popular manga here in Japan. And someone had written like a personal note about it as well, so, kind of like plugging it in the store. So at that time when I purchased it as well, I got like kind of a card for this podcast that they also run every week out
Inside
of the
the
Ann Arbor. Yeah, they record at the Ann Arbor District Library, but at that time I kind of checked it out. And at that time, actually, one of my big dreams was to like be able to like listen to a podcast about comic books in America without actually having to be in America.
Wow. Okay.
And just enjoying their silly humor and just like listening to them every week, like on my commute to work, in Japan.
What do they talk about? Like, do they just read the comic book on the
No,
podcast?
they're all huge comic book fans, so they
Okay.
come together after every week. They read a bunch of comics, and then they talk about like kind of their big picks, like which were the best comic books released that week or
Okay.
that month, and then they'll talk about
So, is it more like a review channel for comic books?
kind of like review, but also
How
just
does it get funny? Like, how do they get to the funny part?
well, they don't always just talk about comics. In fact, I'd
Uh-huh.
say probably maybe a third at most of the podcast is actually about comics, and most of it's just them cracking jokes and saying silly
Wow,
things,
okay.
and it's pretty awesome actually.
Mhm.
So it was especially the best when they had like three guys, the regular three guys all the time: Marcus Schwimmer, Nick Weibar, and Curtis Sullivan. But yeah, unfortunately, Marcus Schwimmer had to take a hiatus from the show, which was a real bummer because he was definitely one of the funniest, probably the funniest guy on there. So you get a lot of their personality. I've never met any of them in person, but you can definitely get a lot of their personality from just listening to this show. So it's pretty awesome. That's one of the ones I listen to a lot. I also started listening to one called Code Newbie, even though I'm not
A newbie?
hopefully a newbie, but it's just a good chance to listen to a lot of seasoned developers, very advanced developers in their career, talk about their areas of interest or talk about different frameworks or languages that they use in areas of technology. So that's been one I started listening to as well. And then I also was listening to Joel Osteen podcast a lot. Just it was mostly just a recap of a lot of his sermons, but just listening to it for some motivation as well. I haven't listened to that one as much recently though, but
Okay.
yeah, I listen to at least one more pretty regularly, I think, but I'm struggling to remember about that now. But how about you?
Hmm. I listened to, like, when I came to Japan, I was like, I didn't have any friends or anything, so I was like, I didn't know, like, so I couldn't speak Japanese, so I couldn't make friends easily, so I didn't know what to do. So when I went on YouTube, I saw myself watching Good Mythical Morning all the time, like on YouTube. It's like a funny show with two guys doing stupid stuff, like, and they are very very funny. So I think most probably everyone will probably know them. So they will eat like spicy chilies and like eat like make weird food and make fun about it. And they are like very old people, like I think 40s. I don't think it's very old or something. I don't know what is the old range. I don't know, but I think they are pretty mature people. But they are really funny, and they have like kids, and they are like proper dads, and but really funny. So I found myself watching that a lot when I was back home. So when I came here, I was looking for something like that. So I found their ear biscuits, which last like for 45 minutes. No, 1 hour 45 minutes. These guys keeps talking about their life and stuff. So it's kind of very funny. So in one of the episodes, he was like, so it's Red and Link, these two guys. So Link is like, I have like this bathroom, and it has like a window. So it's like an underground bathroom, and so I can see my neighbor from the bathroom, the window.
Yeah.
And so whenever the neighbor goes for work, he looks at me. He makes eye contact with me when I'm taking a bath. So uh, Red is like, you should make like you should look him in the eyes and keep him staring at him, so it'll show what is that, show your manliness, your dominance over him. But then the other day he comes and talks about like he looks out of his other window and he sees the family having dinner, and this man just makes eye contact with him in that window, and he felt so, how do I say, less dominant. So yeah, it's like really really funny. Now I am not able to make it funny because you're not laughing, so so yeah, but it's like so funny. So I just kept watching that, and apart from that, I saw a few Japanese podcasts about like music and stuff. But uh, there's one podcast on Spotify, Yuki Music Podcast. But if you don't know Japanese, it's like just like jibba jabba jibba jabba all the time. So it's kind of boring. But there's even BBC. Which is that? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That is kind of funny sometimes, especially the part where there's an elevator that speaks to you, and it's like he doesn't want to go up, but you want to go up. So he's like, because he knows the future, so he's like, if you go up, something will happen, like something bad will happen. So yeah, that that part was really funny. So yeah, these are the podcasts I listen to on a daily basis, and apart from that, I just listen to music. As for my coding and stuff, I just do it like whenever I feel like, I don't know something, I just read documents, and I'm good with that. So yeah, if I need to do something, I'll just read the documentation. That usually works out well, and because I can just look at the code and I don't need to see the description, and I got it working. So that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, now I remember the last one that I listened to regularly, which is called Bilingual News. So it's kind of reading some recent news every week
Oh,
in
I know that one.
yeah, English and Japanese, so you can hear both languages, and then they kind of like comment on the news in
Okay.
Michael in English and Mami in Japanese, and yeah, it's a good chance to like do some kiki tore.
Kikitori.
Yeah, and yeah, sometimes I am able to like look up some words on Jisho and get lucky with the Hatsuo, with like the pronunciation and find the word. So I've learned a bit of language through that, but mostly I think it's just kind of funny to hear people speak about their opinions about like the world through the lens of, I guess, like their, I don't know, opinions, which come through very very clearly, I would say, in whatever they talk about, which is always funny. I think it's always interesting to just hear people's opinions and hear what people have to say about world
News?
events or news, things like that.
Did they talk about Elon Musk and the window
Yes, they did. They definitely did. Yeah.
in Japanese?
Yeah. Yep, they read like the article in Japanese.
I
Yeah,
feel like every single person I speak to about it, he already knows about it, but I just got to know about it yesterday. That just
just
happened.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh
just
wow.
yesterday when I was like listening to some. I was just reading some quote about him in Quora. Like Elon Musk does this and does that. Like in the morning he'll get up early sometimes. So even just Jeff Bezos will get up early to read stuff. So I was just reading about that, and then just I googled about Elon Musk and I see that window thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I don't think it's a big deal. But because of that, his stock price went like 6% down in one day. So
Oh wow.
kind of expensive
Of
mistake.
Tesla or
Tesla, yeah,
okay.
it's kind of expensive mistake. Like recently, my friend made a mistake at work, and he was like, "Oh, I should have checked before sending this to the client." And it was not a big deal because we got it fixed it in like one line of code and in 10 to 20 minutes maybe. But he felt so bad about it. I'm like, look at Elon Musk mistake. He's so cool with it, and your mistake is like so minute and it doesn't even matter that much. So yeah, so mistakes are good actually because you kind of learn from them, and it's kind of like uh, how do I say it? It's more of an opportunity to learn and then to look at it as a failure most of the times. Especially with code, it's more like that because if you don't make mistakes, you never basically learn to code. You know, to
Yeah.
learn to code is to fail a lot,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
That could be applied across all of life as well. Really, just
Yeah.
growing in life is failing. Um, yeah, I think and as well, I think it's important to be uncomfortable in life as well because if you just live inside your comfort zone all the time, you're never gonna advance, never going to grow. So you
Yeah.
need to put yourself.
Try new things, do stupid things, and fail a lot. That's fun.
Yeah,
Other life is so boring. It's like robots.
yeah. That's why I'm gonna just keep on releasing stupid apps to the app store, and actually realize that you can't unpublish an app. You can just make it unavailable for download. But once you release your app,
It's out there.
it's out. You can't delete the
But
listing.
it's okay. You can make it unavailable.
You can make it unavailable. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can keep pushing apps, and like someday there'll be some app that someone needs, and they don't have anything, and they have to use it, and then they're happy about it because it got their job done. So I think it's okay. Just keep making something, pushing something, making podcasts, making videos, making stuff. Even if it's crap, no one will listen, but it's okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
eventually.
We improve. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
we'll improve. Like
Yeah.
you have to start somewhere, small beginnings as well. Like
Yeah.
the YouTube channel. I don't even have a good enough computer to
It
like
doesn't matter. I
record
think.
video like that. It kept on lagging, so I wanted to release a React tutorial video, but the audio wouldn't even, or sorry, the video kept on just like lagging and pausing, and when the video just doesn't play, doesn't like keep. It doesn't have to be high quality video. I don't really care about that much, but when the video just stops, you can't really release that. It's just like you can't even follow along with the tutorial like with video that doesn't even flow, so that's pretty bad. But with the audio, we can get this, this isn't gonna stop, so
Yeah, it's
good.
okay. I think it'll make us more comfortable making stuff more. But I think it's more like we should have like a better flow of conversation. Maybe it's more like we have thoughts and we talk about them, and then we are thinking about the next thing to talk about, but we are not really listening and understanding stuff that the other person is talking about, and then we are thinking about the things that we are going to think about, and it's not a conversation anymore. It's more like uh, a debate. No, not a debate, like a conference when I'm the speaker and there are people listening, and then it's like a mini conference. So I'm speaking about shit and you're listening, and then but in your head you're not really listening, you're thinking about what you will think say next, and because of that this conversation is kind of not a conversation. So yeah, that's why most of the people that you talk to doesn't go well because they think that this guy is just talking about himself all the time. So yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I did the same thing, but it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what food do you like in general?
In general.
I recently read somewhere that you shouldn't have more than 500 grams of beef per red meat per week or something. It's not very good for you, but I don't know. I just in one sitting I eat like 300 grams, and I ate 3 times this week, so it's like 900 grams, and I'm already over the 500-gram limit. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer because I was gonna say meat, man.
Mm.
Probably beef is like my favorite food.
Yeah, even I
Maybe.
love beef.
Yeah.
It's an irony, like I'm an Indian and I love beef. I'm like, technically I'm an Hindu too, so other people will be like cringing there, like, oh, he's not really, doesn't care about this. I don't care. Like when I was in my hostel, I remember my friend was like, he called me drum brushed. I think that means like you dump your religion somehow. I think, yeah, but I don't care. Like my father, when he was like in Netherlands, he used to eat beef anyway, so I'm like cool, like no issues whatsoever.
I see. I'm actually kind of curious. When was the first time you kind of had like experience with the Every Nation
Church?
community group of people? I think you said you met them at like a park, right?
No. Every nation, yeah. Every nation and Lifehouse are different. So yeah, every nation, it's like
Which,
I
which one did you find first?
I found Lifehouse first because one
Okay.
of my friends who worked at my company, he told me that this is a good church and let's go there, because one of my co-workers was going there on a regular basis. So I just joined him. I saw and it was like cool. A lot of people, they're talking about something. Yay! It's just like okay, good place. So I did that. I got then it got monotonous, like same every time, and then I got bored. So then I think I quit church itself. Then I was like just chilling. So my friend is like, I go to another church, but we have like a picnic. Would you like to go to a picnic? So I go to picnic, and picnic was really fun. So after picnic, one of the friends told me, uh, let's go to join us at the church. So I like, okay, fine, I'll join you at the church. And then I went to the church and I really liked it. Then again, same and monotonous, and then again I'm like bored. So that's how it goes with me. And churches, it gets same boring.
So who's your coworker that went to Lifehouse?
uh Lifehouse, this guy, the person who introduced me to Lifehouse technically didn't go to Lifehouse. He was like a Roman Catholic who went to a Catholic church, but he had a friend, Cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cliff was an ex co-worker from my company, and these two guys are friends, Glenn and Cliff. So Glenn told me to meet. Well, we can go there and meet Cliff. So that's how I got introduced. I basically didn't go to Lifehouse to go to a church. I went there to meet the ex-workers. I met
Gotcha.
Cliff and uh, Richmond and uh, yeah, VJ. Yeah, all three of them, and it was fun. It was fun. But then, since my motive was never to go to a church at the time, so when the pastor came and talked to me, I was like, who's this guy? You know. So we just didn't talk much to him, like because I'm busy talking to my friends. So like, why? So yeah, that's what went through my mind, and then he went away. So I was like kind of happy. So yeah, that's what happened.
Gotcha.
Then I got to know that he was the pastor. So I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, that happened. So fun. Yeah. So what do you think about investments? Do you
Well,
like to make investments? Do you make some investments with your money which you earn or something?
yeah, I have some stocks in America, but not many.
Yeah.
Actually, I keep on putting off. I want to buy like the DIA, Dow Industrial Average, because that is like almost guaranteed to go up overall
Okay.
over time.
But then it'll be expensive. Is it
It's
expensive?
pretty kind of yeah, it's pretty expensive, but it's a good investment to make.
Yeah.
So I want to do that soon. I'll finally be making more money, so I'll be able to afford it now too. But other than that, I haven't really thought much about it. In Japan, it's very hard
Yeah.
to understand what's going on
Yeah. You cannot even
with anything.
understand
So
people.
yeah, but I think there's a company called SBI that lets you make investments. So I want to
Okay.
definitely invest with that. If I can, maybe
In
if I
equity?
marry a Japanese woman, she can help me figure out how to invest it, or
Uh-huh.
maybe the company will eventually do it for you.
I think we can just go there and talk to them. Maybe they should have someone that is helping you do that, because there'll be other foreigners who want to do that and who cannot speak Japanese. So I think if they are providing service, they should have someone that will help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you could do that. I was also thinking like what kind of investments I could make, and there was talk, but I don't know about the companies in Japan, so I think it will be very bad for me to. It will be more like gambling if I invest in something I don't know about much. So I think like maybe if I could invest in a small business or something like that in future, or like have my own stuff, maybe something like a YouTube channel or this podcast that will make money for me. I don't know, passive income anyhow. So yeah, my friend was like talking about making game and then selling it on Play Store, but it takes too much of effort to make a game, to think about the game, and we need writers and stuff, so, and graphic designers and whatnot. So I don't think, even though the passive income is very how do I say, luring, but going through that much of effort to do that will be very time consuming and expensive, I think. So it won't be worth the effort, I think.
Yeah, I
For
mean, it's still work at the end of the day, right?
yeah,
You still have to work to
because there are
generate.
companies like Capcom who are working so many, and they have many people working on a single game, and then they release it and they have the passive income for this game, like when it sells. Me alone, if I'm sitting and making a game, so I don't think it would be good enough comparatively. But there are people who make games, which are good, like really good, like for Switch there are like so many indie developers who do that. But still it's very difficult to you know put in all your time to make a game and then sell it. Kind of difficult, won't make money. Means in the short run you don't have money to fund yourself, so
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm thinking like maybe while I work I get to know something. Maybe with cloud technology I have some idea and I can just have my own website running in a cloud technology, and that website will make me make money somehow. Yeah, I lack of ideas. Well, like I have lack of ideas. In time, I'll get something like Ping. And my younger brother is working on a website, like his own company thing, and it's more like you have like people who have like groups and Facebook, and they'll share about the food and stuff they like, and they'll have many followers on Instagram and this, so they can just share their groups and posts, and if they want advertisers joining in them, and they want to advertise stuff in their channel because they have so many viewers, they can give a small amount of money to my brother, uh, like as the intermediate, and to get to find such people and such groups so they can share and get more customers. So yeah, that's what his idea is. It's amazing. Yeah, so I think he's already launched it. It's drats.com, so you can go there.
Drats?
Yeah, drats.com.
Okay.
It's not very good, yeah, but he's trying. No, drats, DRADZ.
Gotcha. So have you been playing any video games lately?
Yeah, I play Soul Knight a lot. So yeah, so you have these things. These are like platforms, and this is the cost as per the followers. But yeah, it's still in testing development. But yeah, it's cool. This guy is not a developer. This guy is like a accounts guy. No, see, equity stock guy. But he's making the website himself. So yeah, it's good enough. In time, it'll have customers. See, I think he has like 5 customers already. So yeah. Oh, about games then. I recently found this game like Soul Knight on Android. Like, it's very good. It's free game, and it's like Gungeon, Enter the Gungeon on Nintendo Switch. It's very similar. It's like it has like a lot of guns, and you can just go through stages and kill enemies, different animals that are kind of cute but are enemies and shooting at you. So yeah, that's the game I'm playing recently. And then on my PC I play just Counter-Strike Condition Zero from years ago. That's the only game I play, and sometimes online, but usually just offline because I don't like people cringing on online. It just spoils my mood all the time. So what about you? Do you play anything?
I started playing like a Square Enix game, Final Fantasy Brave
Oh, okay.
Exvius. Um, Yeah,
on your phone.
yeah, on my phone.
How is it? Is it like RPG?
Um, yeah, it's kind of like you go around a world and you have to like fight enemies.
Okay,
Um,
like Zelda.
not exactly like Zelda. Like it's kind of like 2D, so you just like fight against
Oh, okay.
an enemy side by side, and you like have like a few,
Options,
yeah, a
attacks.
few characters, and they can attack the
Okay.
simultaneously. They can also attack the enemies. So
I have never played Final Fantasy games because it feels kind of the graphics don't look enticing to me that much usually.
mm,
So yeah, but then it's very similar. Like most games that are RPG here are very similar. It's similar to Pokemon games, where you have like something strong and you have like a master, and that guy will like order him to do something, and he has a list of attacks or a list of stuff that he has to do, and he himself has some ability, and you fight. That's the basic uh, rule for any game. I think most of the games I played, including Final Fantasy or what is this, Pokemon Red, Blue, the older ones, even the recent ones are similar. So it's just the same. The game mechanics are the same. Yeah, so Elon Musk plays uh, Call of Duty. I think most of the time. That's kind of fun. I think Dota. My roommate plays Dota, but even though I know the mechanics and I know all the characters and stuff, yeah, I suck at it. Like I'm bad at strategy games, anyways.
mm, gotcha. I think maybe we should keep it to like 45 minutes, maybe, at first, and then if we want to extend it to an hour in the future,
Yeah, we can do that.
we can
As
do
we
that.
get
But
better, it'll get better.
yeah, everything's going up.
So yeah, we'll end here.
But yeah, let's last 3 minutes. Let's like maybe think of like some sort of way that we end every time.
Okay.
Like maybe we could do like some credits. Like eventually we'll have some music, to open. So we'll talk about credits for the music.
Okay.
Song was made by this person.
I know something that I can start with, because I had like I had friends in my college, and every time I entered their door, I would be like, "Hi!" Like that hi would be like such loud, so loud, and it was like awesome. So my friend was like, you can make a YouTube channel and start always with that. Hi, you guys. Yeah, everyone would just wake up. Oh, what happened?
Okay, but we're talking about the ending, Omi. So
Yeah, ending. So
yeah.
we can be like,
So yeah, we can say recorded in my room in Kitasenju. Good old Kitasenju.
no, that is too boring and personal. Yeah, too much details.
Okay, what do you?
And it's not even upbeat. Like it should be fun. Like, bye bye or something like fun. Like see ya tomorrow or like.
Not at church though.
What? Not at church?
Yeah.
What else?
Because you don't like church anymore.
So that's okay. Who cares about that? Like, how is church involved here? Like, I don't know. So I'm thinking like, goodbye. See ya. See this podcast tomorrow again, please. Subscribe or something. Like, if there's some subscription or something, just do that.
New videos.
Yeah, like us.
Every week.
Yeah, every week. Yes.
Yeah, it'll be way better next time for sure.
Yeah. Every
Guaranteed.
time it'll be better. And then when we are like so much better than this one, then we'll just scrap this one and just keep
No. This will always be up
always
there
be
for
there.
everyone to enjoy.
Okay. Yeah.
We had lots of great conversation, good times.
Yeah. And this is how we started. This is the crap that we started with. Like, like zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0.0.
Yeah.
Remember us. If you like, yeah, someday. Woohoo. Someday if we are like on, what is that guy? John Oliver. No, the other guy. The show where everyone goes. Who's that guy? Who's the guy where all the celebrities go to? He has his own show.
Stephen Colbert.
No. He's not that relevant. Someone relevant. John Oliver. No, the other guy.
Stephen Colbert is awesome, man.
Okay, so yeah, so someday we'll go on such show, Ellen DeGeneres or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll go on their shows and we like, you know how we started? Just that time, this will be played in front of like thousands of people on television, and we'll like, that is the humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, stop, that sucks, like don't do that. Like, we are embarrassed by that, but it's okay.
Johnny and Omi show.
Yeah. Johnny and Omi show. Yeah.
The Johnny and Omi show.
The Johnny and Omi show. Like
The Johnny and Omi show.
Okay. Bye bye. Stop.
Dang it, no,